Warm welcome. So happy you're here and excited to start this value inquiry, which we call Sanatana Dharmaha, values that are universal and timeless. Universal means applicable to all beings, and timeless means applicable at all times. Today, tomorrow, in 1,000 years, white, black, young, old, man, woman, non-binary. These are values that are applicable universally. Then we're going to inquire into each one of these values, 20 values from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. By the way, we are starting our Gita class next week, and you're so welcome to join. So here we're going to inquire into each value briefly. I have a whole value course where I'm unfolding each value extensively and also guide meditations so that we can really incorporate these values into our life and embody them, becoming a living, embodied, walking dharmic person. A dharmic person is a person that is on the path of dharma, means they have a value to practice these values because they have understood that if we go against one of these values, I will get hurt. If I hurt other people, I hurt myself. And so for the spiritual seeker, the most important, apart from merely discovering their essential nature as whole, complete, and limitless love, is really to live a dharmic life. A life that is in sacred symbiosis, in harmony with all beings. Where it's not, I'm against the world, I'm here to compete. It's about, I'm here with you. My interest, my only interest is that we have win-win situations, call that parasparam, and that I am a contributor. I'm embodying the contributor. Just like the 5 elements are constantly contributing to our well-beings, a spiritual seeker also is, their only interest is to contribute to the well-being of themselves and others. So let's get started. The first one is called, we say, you can repeat after me, Amanitvam, Amanitvam, Amanitvam. You see there my A, the second A. I open my jaw because it's a long A. We call it Dirgha. Amanitvam. And on the Takara, you have a Dvitvam. You stay there for a little bit longer because there is a phonetical rule that when a conjunct consonant is preceded by a short vowel, the first member becomes tunas. So this might just feel a little bit like, what did she say? But I'm going to say this every time we're learning one of the values, and with the time it like sink in. So Amanitvam, Amanitvam. And when we chant it, because we can chant these values like I shared with you in the first video, Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa. There's a meter to it. So the first one would be Amanitvam, Amanitvam, Amanitvam. And so this is what you can practice, Amanitvam. And the meaning is, Manitvam means arrogance. And when we have a prefix, it has 6 different meanings. One of the meaning is it negates. So in this case, it means the absence of arrogance. That is the meaning of this value. So it's a value where I have a value. I'm here to discover, we are here together to discover the value of the value called Amanitvam, the value of being free from arrogance. And so you may be saying, yes, of course, I know that. Many things we know, but do we really live accordingly to that? Do we really embody that being that is free from arrogance? And so where does arrogance come from? It comes from demanding respect. Like it comes from basically, why do I demand respect from other people? Because I don't respect myself. I haven't fully assimilated the value of my existence, the value of who I am, what I am, and my contribution. And there is an insecurity there. And then often this insecurity plays out in the form of arrogance. I start to demand, like, you have to call me doctor. How dare you not call me doctor? I'm a doctor. I studied for 15 years. You have to call me doctor. People get angry if they're not being called by their title. How dare you? You come late. Like, we said at 5 o'clock. Now it's 5:05. How dare you? How there's such a disrespect. You're such completely disrespectful. Is the person really disrespectful? Maybe there was a traffic. Maybe the child was sick, and the person needed to attend to the child. But so often people get very angry when people are late. And so if there is an anger appearing, surfacing, like, and then there's a demand, like, you should not be late, you should be doing this, and how dare you, because it's me. Like, if you would really honor me and value me and respect me, you would never come late, you would never dare to treat me in this way. And so there is a certain arrogance there. Also, arrogance comes in relating to things we have done, like in terms of maybe my accomplishments. And so then I need this validation and respect because I am the author of this book and I'm a bestseller author. And now I want people to acknowledge me, to respect me. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course we want that. We all want that. I want to be respected. You want to be respected. Of course we want to be respected. But if I truly respect myself, I don't need to demand you to respect me. Like, if I respect myself, I know my own value, and I can give you the freedom to treat me the way you want. And of course, I want you to treat me nice. And if you're not treating me nice, I will not hang out with you. I won't spend time with you because these are my borders, right? So, of course, we want to be respected and to be treated nicely, of course. But here we're inquiring into, like, what happens when people are not treating me the way I want? How is my response or reaction when people fail my expectations? Like, can I accept it? Can I, okay, be with what comes up, the disappointment, the sadness, the pain, and take care of that myself? Or do I get angry and then become demanding? So this is a little bit a brief unfolding of this value. And let's see just now the value of this value and the value of this value. So what is the value of this value? The value is that if I follow this value, if I really treat myself well and I respect myself, then I have a certain leisure, like a certain inner peace. And that peace, of course, gives the freedom for other people to also be in peace. When I react, like I'm experiencing this reaction, and it's very uncomfortable to be in a reaction, right? To feel the anger and the frustration. And often when I feel angry or frustrated, and then suddenly I'm like becoming demanding or say something that is even hurtful or angry at the person, what happens is then I will feel guilt as a human being when we react and especially blame the other person. Then when the emotion, the heat of emotion has settled, either we feel righteous, right? We just feel righteous and we feel everyone is wrong and I'm right. If I want to live my life like that, one day I will end up alone. But if I really inquire, right, into it then, and not just blame and really inquire, I'm not going to feel well. I'm like, oh, it doesn't feel good to be a frustrated person, an angry person, demanding everyone to be a certain way, to treat me a certain way. And then there's an inner conflict. There's also guilt. So there's all these kind of emotions that we don't like. So here, Amanitvam, this is the first value, and I invite you to practice this value now, today, tomorrow, for the whole week, until I come with the next value, and really apply this value of Amanitvam. Like every time you are in a situation where people don't treat you the way you want them to treat you, like, okay, acknowledge what's happening in your heart, the reaction, welcome your reaction. And in this moment, you can, okay, I'm going to practice this value now, Amanitvam. I'm not going to demand respect. I'm not going to demand that they have to treat me a certain way. If they're not treating me nicely, I say, I wish you all the best. I have a prayer and I go. And unless they are really ready for also hearing my opinion and my standpoint, and we can have a conversation. Of course, we can engage in a conversation and you can explain to them how it made you feel. And at the same time, you can also inquire, like, maybe they didn't mean to hurt you and you just got hurt. You felt disrespected, but they didn't mean to disrespect you. And that then leads to this inquiry, self-inquiry, and you can see, is there a part of me that feels insecure about myself? That is not respecting myself. I'm not respecting myself. And in this way, as I am demanding respect from the other person, I'm actually also not respecting them. Like, I want respect from them, but I'm not really respecting them by me demanding them to be a certain way. So I love to hear from you how this lands. Can you relate to that? If you have any questions, any experiences that come up, please share in the chat. We are in this space of honor and we're practicing these values now together. Om.